Hi guys, Lily here today and we're back again with another house building video. This one's going to be using a lot of debug items just because of the way that I was playing around with what's available in debug, trying to get an idea. Well, not so much an idea, give the illusion of some kind of ruined structure. So some of them you'll see are not debugged, some are. It's a bit of a mix of packs really. I'm using a mix of Jungle Adventure and Get Together, the ruins. Here I'm just doing an outline of a house. I'm not actually building it or anything, I'm just doing a rough outline of the rooms and the size of it, just to give an idea of what I'm trying to mimic with these ruins. Hence why the stairs are going in the same place, and the tumble down walls are roughly along the same kind of lines, and yeah. Because I want to do a kind of, I'm not going to say necessarily post-apocalyptic, but that kind of idea, which is quite hard because I think I needed to have gone into live edit to have got burnt objects, which I didn't think of doing until after I've recorded the video, at which point I'm a bit late now. So I'm trying to obviously do this without the burnt objects, and the Sims by default don't really have much in the way of dirtiness. I mean, since Eco Lifestyle came out, I mean, you can see I've got a few more trash options, but just in general it's not great. Even with this flooring, so I was going with that one because at least it green to make it look as if it'd been hit by mould, attacked by mould, water damage, mildew, that kind of thing. And here I'm actually using, it's not showing up too clearly on the video, but I'm using two shades of that tile, a dirtier one and a cleaner one. I mean, neither are actually classed as dirty, according to The Sims, but that's the kind of idea I'm going for at the moment. You see where I'm going with this dark wood. This is the best I could find without trying to figure out some cheats to physically put dirt and burn. I mean, I know in if you have testing cheats on, you can shift click an object to make it dirty. That doesn't really work on flooring per se, which is obviously a bit problematic when I was trying to deal with that. It's just not in general much in the way of flooring dirt. It's really annoying. See here, I'm trying to mix up tones I've got, as if to say that there's fragments of the house remaining, but it's not all there. It's damaged, it's burnt, it's just in general not fantastic. And I mean, obviously all you guys can be like, oh yeah, well, you could have used mods to give you the objects you're looking for, the style you're looking for, etc. But to be honest, my laptop's buggy enough as it is. It already crashes several times a day, and the last thing I needed was to put mods in The Sims to which would make it even more likely to crash. Plus, not everyone has CC installed, so if I went with custom content, it wouldn't be of as much use to people if they decide to download it from gallery. So that's my reasoning for not going down the CC mod route. These are just some debug items from Eco Lifestyle. I think those are in Promise. I'm not 100%. And then obviously I've got all the generators and stuff from Eco Lifestyle, just to give the whole living off the grid, having to survive off basically what you've managed to salvage vibe to it, at least on the exterior. So you can see with the corrugated iron walling, I'm going for just a stairwell down. I contemplated putting a ladder, but I was actually loosely basing this off the Anderson shelters from the Second World War, and you didn't really have a ladder to get underground for those, because if you had an entire family running from the bombs, a ladder would have just slowed down too much. So that's where it's coming from with the stairs. I mean, it's great we have ladders, I love it, but it just wasn't quite suitable for this. And then I'm arguing again with the roof, because you've got this wonderful rusted corrugated iron kind of style wallpaper, and then no roofs or floors to match. And it's something that just, it bothers me slightly in The Sims. If you're trying to go for something all of the same, you're then having to play around with what's available to try and find something that at least sort of blends together. So the interior, again, I had great fun, you can see, trying to figure out what kind of flooring went with the wall. So I contemplated a dirt floor, and then I was like, nah, I'll be nice, I'll give them a metal floor. So just figuring out here what I'm going to do with the lighting, what kind of items I'm putting in, so the cheapest stove is if that's the only thing that survived. Some not great, just generally not great off the grid items. I mean, I love the fact they've got that filter. It makes life so much easier. So here I didn't want to put any walls in this. These are the only walls, the exterior walls is the only wall I was going to use. So I needed to try and figure out a way that The Sims could go to the bathroom, but still have no walls. So I was trying to figure out the placement of the bathroom, how I was going to essentially hide it behind screens before I could figure out the placement of the rest of the room. Just because the screens take up so much space. In the end, I just completely gave up on them, because I knew the way that they are now, you wouldn't actually be able to use the bathroom just because of their footprint. It's huge. So I ended up basically making my own screen out of two types of the latting. I'm not quite sure what it's called, to be honest. The freestanding version, which is Eco Lifestyle. I believe there's one that goes on the wall from Get Famous. I think it's that pack. Not 100%. But this is the freestanding version. As you can see, it wanted to clip to the wall, but I wasn't having it. So just playing around with some blinds and deciding to just make my own, essentially. Make my own screens to form a bathroom. Because at least like with the shower, you've already got the shower curtain in the way. Like hiding and protecting the Sims' modesty. You don't really with the toilet. So here I'm just, again, roughly trying to lay out the kitchen. Whole industrial sink, old fridge, kind of mismatch of styles and colours. Just kind of, I'm rolling with that at the moment. And I tried to find an old style metal bed that looked a bit dirty. Again, with the colours for the bookshelf. Because I actually kind of want to do play as a Sim in this bunker. So I wanted it to be a fully functioning house. So I wanted obviously the living room of sorts, the entertainment, the base facilities, so that the Sim, if they should wish, could live there, but yet also still be self-sufficient. Hence why the vertical planters are coming in, because if you've got bombs raining down ahead, you don't really want to put your food supply in the way of the bombs. So I'm kind of going just really with the idea that for some reason all the Sims are at war and everything's in danger and you have to hide underground. I'm not quite sure where the idea came from, but it's there, so I'm rolling with it. And again, just kind of the lack of basics. So normally I'd put in toilet roll and toilet roll holder. There's none in this. Toothbrushes and stuff I don't have. As if to say, well, the Sims have lost it. They're just having to survive without some of the basics. yes, I did put in a fire extinguisher because, to be honest, in my view, there's no fire department because they're at war. And the fire department are too busy dealing with the bombs. And then obviously just now the finishing touches to the exterior. I think that mailbox is the one from Oasis Springs. Is that the desert? I think that's the desert. Couldn't find a mud ground for the bottom of the floor, bottom of the stairs, which was annoying. And it wouldn't let me use terrain paint on it. And obviously I need to put an outside bin on the lot because otherwise the Sims will complain. Some things, without changing it from residential to generic, which then means you can't live there, it just necessities because Sims. And I kind of thought, hang on, why not just put a fireplace in? And that was kind of the best I could do. I have a feeling, I haven't actually looked on the map, but I have a feeling this is a very, very industrial based lot. So I think I've only got one green item aside from all the plants. So now it's just a little bit of decoration on the exterior, these dead trees that came from vampires. I've actually come in surprisingly useful. They come in more useful than the pack itself. But hey. And then just generally trying to make it look a bit overgrown, a bit neglected. Just a mess, in all honesty, just a mess. The rocks there to give the illusion of like bits of rubble, and yeah. You get the idea of what I'm going for. I wanted to put in some of like these cobwebs and dirt marks and water stains, particularly on the rubble, but they were only on the walls, so they all looked weird because they'd be hanging over the top of where the you can see the rubble walls are. So here we are in live mode. This is just the kind of how the abandoned bit came out. I'm still not 100% happy with it, but it was the best I could figure out how to do. You can see some of the water stain there up on the roof. Now if we go into the house itself, you see we've got the planters. It's all very narrow, it's very enclosed. So it's not somewhere you'd want to live, but it'd be better to live there than nowhere. Kind of the vibe I'm going for. Woodworking table to make your own stuff. The one flower that's basically been salvaged, the hanging herbs. It's all just a bit grim. Really. It's just grim. And I really wish you could do it with the ceiling colours. It's still infuriating me. So yeah, that's where you that's the house. Just pop outside to the exterior now, and I'll show you where all the what's it called? The generators, the self-sufficiency part, shall we say, in terms of electrics and water is. So yeah, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Any suggestions, leave in the comments down below. Catch you all in the next one.